Hello children, let me welcome you to the virtual training center of the Brihan Mumbai Mahanagar Palika. My name is Shraddha Teacher. Children, we are in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic, isn't it? Because of that, we are not able to go to school, but that doesn't mean that we are going to stop learning. We are going to meet here regularly through the virtual training center to learn many lessons in EVS. So come on, let's go to a lesson in EVS. So children, like I just told you, it's going to be an EVS lesson today. So it is a lesson in standard 3rd EVS textbook. Alright, and the name of the lesson is lesson number 18, My Family, My Home. Now children, all the lessons that we have been studying recently were about our body. It was about our sensory organs, our teeth, our body, parts of our body, etc. Now, from here on, we will be learning a little bit about the place where we live in, our surroundings, our school, and how we are supposed to live in this place that we are living in, called as the society or the community. We will also talk about our life in this community. So now, the way we are going to learn the lessons or the kind of lessons that we have been learning in EVS is going to change a little bit. So let us start by learning about our family. So what is the meaning of family, children? Family means all those people who live with us in our homes and who are related to us. Okay, even though they are not living with us, even then they are part of our family. So come on, let's see. Family means what to most of us? To most of us who are living in cities, family means our mummy, our papa, and our brother or our sister. Okay, now this, when we are living in big cities, we do not have huge families. So we have these small families where there is a mother, there is a father, and 2 or 3 children. So now what is a family, you can say? A family consists of a mother, father, and their children. Now in some families there are grandparents too. Grandparents could be your dada or your dadi, that is your father's mother and father's father, or it could also be your nana and your nani, that is your mother's father and mother's mother. Now the number of people in a family may differ. Okay, in some family there might be mummy, papa and one child and one grandfather or one grandmother, but in another family there might be mummy, papa, 2 children and grandfather and grandmother. So you cannot fix the number in a family. So the number of people who live in a family may be different. Okay, see here, look at these families. They are so similar, yet they are different also. You will see there is an grandfather, grandmother, there are 2 grandchildren and one mummy and one papa. Now the one which we can see on your left hand side looks like an Indian family, whereas on the other picture it looks like a family which is living somewhere abroad, or it is a very modern family. Alright, so these are how families look like. Now every day we need our family. Without our families, we will be lost. Now we have so many needs in our life, isn't it? We need to eat, we need to live in a safe place, we need to have nice clothes to wear also. Along with this, we have many other needs also, like we need to go to school, sometimes we need to play, we need to buy bicycles, or we want to go and watch a movie, we want to go to the park and play with our friends. So there are so many things that we need to do every day in our lives. And when we are young, when we are small, like you are children now, all these needs are taken care of by our family. So we grow in a family, we are born into a family. Alright, so the basic needs of food, shelter and clothing is taken care of by our families for us. isn't it? Your papa goes to work and he earns money and he brings it, and then you will see that your mummy also goes to work sometimes, and then they go to the market and they get all the vegetables, and they get all the fruits and milk and everything that you need to eat. All right, they pay bills for your house, the house where you're living in. They pay the rent for the house sometimes, and then they also pay the electricity bill, they pay the water bill. Why? Because they want you to have a safe place to live in. And also your clothes, all the clothes that you're wearing, who's bought them for you? Your mummy and your papa. Okay, so our family takes care of all our needs, the basic needs of food, clothing and shelter, and the other needs also, like going to school, buying toys, going and watching movies, buying games to play. Everything, all our needs are taken care of by our family. See, our family also supports us. They take care of us, and whenever there is any problem with us, whenever there is any difficulty, whenever we need any kind of help, who helps you? It is your family and sometimes your friends also. But mostly it is your family members. Alright? Now, in case you fall sick one day, you are not able to go to school and you're having a little bit of fever, who are the people who take care of you? Can you think and tell me? Yes, it is your mummy, your papa. Sometimes you have your nana nani, dada dadi also taking care of you, isn't it? So our parents, that is our mother, our father, they take care of us when we are not well. Okay, when we are going through difficult times also, our family members, our people at home, our parents, our grandparents, our brother, sister, these are the people who take care of us. So see how important a family is. Alright, if you do not have a family to support you, can you imagine how your life will be? Okay, so that is why a family is extremely important in our lives. See, when we are so small, can you do anything yourself? You can't even walk on your own. So your mama, she feeds you, she bathes you, okay, and she takes all the care that she can. She gives you lot of love. So all this we get from our families. See, this child is so small that it cannot even drink milk on its own. So his mama is feeding him milk in the bottle. And look at the next picture. Now the second child, the child has grown up a little bit, but he can eat on his own, but he cannot wear his clothes on his own when he is going outside. So see, his mummy is helping him with his clothes, isn't it? So see what all things our parents and our family does for us. So shouldn't we say thank you to them sometimes? Shouldn't you say thank you to your mummy and your papa for taking such good care of you? Alright? See, when you want to go outside and play, your papa comes along with you, your mummy comes along with you, your nana nani, dada dadi, they come along with you, and they take you to the park, they take you to the garden, and they allow you to play. And sometimes when your teacher gives you homework and you are not able to solve the homework on your own, who helps you? Yes, it is your mummy or your papa. So see, now our family helps us not only when we do not know how to eat, not only when we do not know how to wear clothes, but they help us throughout our lives. Okay, they take care of us, especially our mummy. She takes care of us, she feeds us, she bathes us. So that is how important a family is in our life. So when you grow up, children, and you do not need your family anymore, should you forget them? Never. You should always remember what all things your family has done for you when you were not able to do it. Okay, so this is all the things that our family does for us. Now sometimes we have small families. Small family means mummy, papa and the two children. One child or sometimes two children. So that is a small family. We also call it as nuclear families. Now this has happened because we have all started living in cities. When we used to live in the villages, we used to live in these big houses, and there used to be many people in the house, and those were joint families. But somehow nowadays, since we are living in the cities, we tend to live in these small families, or we call them as the nuclear family. Okay, sometimes we have small families and sometimes we have large families or big families. Now, in the big family, sometimes there are grandparents, there are aunts, there are uncles, brothers, sisters, cousins. Now, in this family, there is a dog also. So, see here, there are 4 people in one picture. That is a small family. In the other picture, let us count how many people are there. So, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 people. So, see, it is a big family. So these small families are called as nuclear families, and these big families are called as joint families. Okay, and we call them as extended family also. Sometimes all of us do not live together. We have our uncle, our auntie, their children. Okay, we do not live together, but whenever there is an occasion, whenever there is a festival, someone's birthday, then we all come together. So whether it is your mama, whether it is your chacha, your bua, all of you all come together. And that is not your immediate family. You do not stay with them all the time, but they are your extended family. Okay, so now you know what is the meaning of small family. Big family means where everyone lives together. And extended family means when there are many relatives, they do not live with you. Okay, but sometimes they come and stay with you if there is any special occasion. And there is also so much of love and there is so much of affection between them. So this is an extended family. Now we have to look at the different people in the extended family. So see, in the extended family you might have uncles, you might have aunts, and now we have uncles and aunts from our father's side as well as our mother's side. Now in English we call all of them as uncles, we call all of them as aunts, but in Hindi or in Marathi we have different names, isn't it? For example, in English, for your father's brother you say uncle, for your mother's brother also you say uncle, but in Hindi, for your father's brother you call him chacha, and your mother's brother you call him mama. Okay, your father's sister you call her bua, and your mother's sister we call them masi. So see, all these people, whether they are chacha, chachi, masa, masi, all of them are part of your extended family. So when we talk about family, family can be of 3 types. One can be small family or nuclear families, then you have big families or joint families, and then you can also have extended families. Okay, now let's come to the concept of a family tree. Now what is the meaning of a family tree? A family tree means you show there is no tree over here, okay? The tree is just used as a symbol. Now a family tree means you just try to show the various relations in a family, how people are related to each other in a family. Alright, so that is called as a family tree. Now if you talk about kings, like for example you talk about Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, or you talk about any other great king, when you look at their family tree, you come to know how great that family was. There were so many great kings and warriors in that family. Alright, but this here is a family tree of a very ordinary family, a family like yours and mine. So you have granddad or grandfather, you have granny, okay? Then you have mum, that is your mother, and dad, that is your father, and then you have your uncle and your aunt. Now this uncle could be chacha, he could be mama, okay? And then you have the person who you are, you yourself. You could be Rahul, you could be Geeta, you could be Sia, anyone. You. And then there is your brother, there is your sister, and there is your cousin. Now, who's your cousin? A cousin means your uncle's son or uncle's daughter or aunt's son or aunt's daughter. They are your cousins. So, this is a family tree. Now, I will give you one small assignment, and it is there in your textbook also. You should try and draw a family tree, your own family tree, with the help of your parents. Okay? You can draw it in this way, like I have shown you, in the shape of a tree, or if you open your EVS textbooks, you can come to page number 107, where you see there is a very beautiful family tree, but it is not in the shape of a tree. They have used lines in order to show how the families are related to each other. Okay, so this is your assignment. Draw your own family tree and then try and see where you fit in. Alright, so this is about family tree. Now, like I told you, families have changed a lot. Alright, families have become a little different now. They were not like this before. So nowadays we have nuclear families. So you can see there is just one father, mother, and one or two children. But previously, children, it was not like this. Previously, we had joint families. So joint families means everyone used to stay together. Your grandfather, your grandmother, and all your chachas and your chachis used to stay together. Okay, and when the chachi stays with you, their children also will stay. So in the beginning or in the olden times, we had joint families, okay, where or the grandparents, the uncles, the aunts, everyone lived together, they cooked together, they ate together, they shared all the work in the family together. There was more work, but there were more people also to do the work. Okay, but because of various reasons, like for example, see in this picture, there is a person standing with a blue checks shirt. So that person might have got a job somewhere else. So he went away with his family, and that is how slowly and slowly the joint family system started separating. And then people started living in smaller families, which were called as nuclear families, like you can see in this particular image. Okay, so we have nuclear families and we have joint families. Now, we all talked about family. Now, what is the name of the lesson? If you look back at the name of the lesson is My Family and Home. So just like your family is important, the home or the place where you live is also extremely important, because it is our home which allows us to live in peace and to live safely. But then there is a lot of work which has to be done in the home. Okay, when you are at home, you must have seen how much work your mama does. So at home, what all different kind of work do you have to do, children? So you have to sweep the floor. Okay, every day, at least twice, you have to sweep the floor, because your floor becomes dirty, it becomes dusty. So you have to sweep the floor. You have to take out the garbage, that is whatever waste material is collected throughout the day. You collect it in a dustbin. And can you keep the dustbin in your house forever? No, you have to collect the garbage and you have to collect it in the dustbin, and every day you have to take the garbage out. That is, you have to put it either in the big dustbin outside your society, or you have to give it to the garbage van which comes. Then when your mama cooks the food and she tells you, come on, now in 10 minutes I am going to serve you the food, so you will have to set the table, that is, you have to wipe the table, you have to arrange the spoons and the plates. Okay, many of us in India, we sit down on the floor to have our meals. So then in that case, what will you do? You will bring out all the plates, you will bring out the vatis, the bowls, you will bring out the spoons, and you will bring water so that your mummy's work gets a little easy. After you finish eating, then you have to clear the table. Okay, clear the table means pick up all the spoons, the plates. Should you say that no, I will not do it, it is not my job, it is my mother's job? No, because we are all part of the family and we are supposed to help each other to keep our home clean and also to do all the work which is there in our houses. You can also help your mother to wash the dishes. Sometimes when there are guests in the house, your mummy has to do so much of work and she has got so many dishes also to wash. What can you do? You can help her to wash these vessels, to wash these dishes. You can also help her to dry the dishes. So these are just a few of the work that we can do in our houses. Think what other work is there in the house. Sometimes you can help your mummy to go and get vegetables. Okay, you can help your mummy to sort the vegetables if you're not able to go and buy them. When she brings it in a big bag, you can help her to separate the vegetables and put them in different packets. You can also help your mother to cut the vegetables, to wash the vegetables. Okay, so there are so much work in the house. So think about it and think about what you can do in order to help your mother in the housework. So it is not that only your mother should do all the work in the house, your father can also do it, your brothers can also help. Alright, so there is so much work in the house. So you should share your duties, you should share your housework. See, in the first picture, you will see that only one person is working. So only your mama is working in the first picture. So she is there in the kitchen alone, she's kept the cooker on the gas and she is cutting the vegetables also. But look at the second picture. That is such a nice picture. Okay, why? Because here you will see the father is also doing some work. Your papa is also doing some work. Now the times are changing, children. In the previous times, your mothers never used to go to work. The mummies used to be at home and only the papas used to go to work. But nowadays, your mummies also go out to work, isn't it? So it is not that your mummy doesn't do any work, she sits at home. No, your mummy is also working outside. So all of you are supposed to help your mother run the house, because it is not her house alone, it is everyone's home. All those who are living in the house, it is all of their home. So this is a picture from the textbook. You will find this picture on page number 108 in the textbook, which shows that you should responsibly share all the work which is there in the house. Only then you will be a happy family. Alright? Suppose there is one person who's doing all the work. Look at this person here. So he is sweeping the floor also, he is washing the vessels also, and he is doing so many different kind of work. What will happen to him at the end of the day? He'll become very tired, isn't it? So the same thing could happen to your mummy also. The same thing could happen to your mother also. And you love your mother so much. So will you allow this to happen to your mother? So you should help her to do all the work. Whatever work she has, you should always try to help her. So when you clean the house, when your mother is cleaning some vessels, you can help to clean the house. See, the mother is washing vessels and the father is arranging the vessels, and the children are also helping to clear the floor. So this is how your house should be. Now see here, one more picture where everyone is doing the work together and all of them are smiling. Can you see? Everyone is happy. So only if you share your housework, if you share work with the other members of your family, if you help everyone, if you're not lazy, only then all of you will be happy. Sometimes you have your dada or dadi at home who's not well, who's a little sick, so you need to feed that person, You need to take special care of them. You should need to give them special time. So there also you as children can help. All right. Sometimes they cannot walk. They have to be helped in order to go to the toilet. So in this time, what will you do? You will always try to help your elders. Okay. So that they are also well taken care of. Your mummy might be very busy with the housework. Your mummy might be busy in the kitchen. So you can help to take care of the health of the elderly. Elderly means the old people in your family. Okay. See, now you need to keep your house also very clean. Look at the first picture. It is a tidy house. Tidy house means it is a neat and clean house. And look at the next picture. It is a littered house. Now this is also an image from your textbook. So what is the difference between these two pictures that you can see? One house is clean and spick and span, and the other house is all a big mess. So what kind of house would you like to live in? You would like to live in the tidy house, the neat house, isn't it? But if you want to live in the neat house, you will have to do some work also. So you will have to sweep the floor. Okay. You will have to dust the house. Sometimes you will see these kind of cobwebs coming up in the corners in your house, and you see spiders inside them. So you have to clean them regularly. You have to clean and wash the floor also many a times when it becomes dirty. Okay. You have to scrub and wash the floor when the floor becomes dirty. So if you do all this, then your house will become neat. So when it looks like this before, what can you do? You can sweep, you can swab, you can scrub, you can dust, so that your house looks neat and clean again. And then you feel like living in this kind of a house. A clean and neat house is pleasing also, and it is healthy also. If you do not keep your house clean, especially your kitchen, if you do not keep it clean, you might fall sick. Okay, so we should all together try to keep our house clean. Then there's one very big problem in the house sometimes, that is a problem of garbage. So what will you do with this garbage? Now whenever we use many things in the house, what happens? Garbage is created. So we should always throw the rubbish in the dustbin only. And nowadays municipality tells us that we should have 2 dustbins. We should have a wet dustbin and a dry dustbin. So whenever you're cleaning the house, try to see that whatever rubbish is there, according to its nature, that is, if it is a wet waste. Now in wet waste, look at the picture. What all things can you see in wet waste? Yes, so I can see banana peels, I can see vegetable peels, okay, I can see an eaten apple. So all these things are wet waste. And then what is dry waste? Plastic bottles, books, cardboard, all these things are dry waste. So you should always try to clean and separate them before you throw them, or before you give it to the waste van or the truck which comes to collect the waste in your family. Okay children, so this is one part of our lesson, my home, my family and home. Now there are a lot of points which are remaining in this lesson, that is how we can dispose of electronic devices, and how should you decorate your house, and how should you celebrate festivals. So all these things children we will learn in the next video, which I will put up very soon. So children, wasn't that a very interesting lesson? I'm sure you learnt a lot of new things in this lesson. If you have liked this video, please hit the like button and also subscribe to my video, so that you will get to see all the videos which I keep posting regularly.